I welcome you all to this session on chemical reaction and equations. Last class I have discussed about how to balance a chemical equation. We have discussed a method of balancing chemical equation, that is hit and trial method. Today we will discuss some more examples of balancing a chemical equation through hit and trial method. So let's over to balancing a chemical equation through hit and trial method. This is an equation. First step I have told you to balance. First we will look for the biggest formula. Let's see, the biggest formula is Fe2O3. So we will balance iron first. Here there are 2 atoms of iron and here there is 1 atom of iron. So I shall multiply 2 here. Now 2 atoms of iron and here 2 atoms of iron. Iron has been balanced. Now I have told you, while balancing we have to keep in mind that the elementary gases like hydrogen, oxygen, etc. has to be kept in their atomic form. So let us write it like that. So 2FeS2 plus O gives Fe2O3 plus SO. Now oxygen is in its atomic form. Iron has been balanced. Let's talk about sulfur. Sulfur, here there are 4 because 2 into 2, 4. Here there is only 1 sulfur atom. So let's multiply each 4. So now sulfur has been balanced. 4 atoms of sulfur, 4 atoms of sulfur. Now oxygen. Oxygen how many? 4 into 2, 8. Here 3, 11. But here only 1 atom of oxygen. So we will multiply 11 here. Now it has been balanced because 2 atoms of iron, 2 atoms of iron, 4 atoms of sulfur, 4 atoms of sulfur, 11 atoms, 4 into 8 plus 3, 11 atoms of oxygen, 11 atoms of oxygen. It has been balanced. But I cannot write this as a 11O. Oxygen cannot be written in. Finally, I had told that the equation has to be in molecular form. So multiplying it with a common number, that is, suppose if I multiply it with 2, so 4FeS2 plus 22O gives 2Fe2O3 plus 8SO2. Now this is balanced. Now again writing it in molecular form, 22O will be 11O2. So 4FeS2 plus 11O2 gives 2Fe2O3 plus 8SO. This is the final balanced chemical equation. Clear? I shall take another example. Let's say nitric acid HNO3 reacts with calcium hydroxide, gives calcium nitrate plus water. Now biggest formula, calcium nitrate. In that calcium, we have 1 calcium here, here also 1 calcium. It has been balanced. Next, nitrogen. There are 2 atoms of nitrogen. Here only 1 atom of nitrogen. So I shall multiply 2 here. Now 2 atoms of nitrogen, 2 atoms of nitrogen. Then hydrogen. Hydrogen, there are 2 atoms of hydrogen. Here there are 2 atoms of hydrogen. Oxygen. Here there are 2 plus 2, 4 atoms of hydrogen. But here 2 atoms of hydrogen. So I shall multiply 2. 4 atoms of hydrogen, 2 plus 2, 4 atoms of hydrogen. Now oxygen, 2 3 are 6, here 2, 8 atoms of oxygen, but here 2 atoms of oxygen and here 6 atoms of oxygen. So total 8 atoms of oxygen. Is it balanced now? Let's check. Nitrogen 2, nitrogen 2, hydrogen, sorry, yes, hydrogen 2, 2, 4, hydrogen 2 into 2, 4, oxygen 2 and 2 into 3, 6 plus 2, 8, here 2 plus 6, 8, calcium 1, 1. It is a balanced chemical equation. So in this way we can balance chemical equation by hit and trial method. Next, there is another method of balancing a chemical equation which is also easy enough, that is algebraic method. I shall take an example of balancing a chemical equation through algebraic method. Let's see. See, now in this algebraic method, let's say this is subscript A, but this is B, this is C, this is D. So I shall, what are the elements present? Iron, then oxygen, then hydrogen. How many iron? 3 into A, 3A equals to how many here? C, because C into 1, C. Oxygen 4 into A, that is 4A, equals to here oxygen D only, D. Hydrogen 2 into B, 2B, equals to hydrogen 2D. Now I shall solve these equations. 3A equals to C. Let's take C equals to, or A equals to 1. When A equals to 1, C equals to, since C equals to 3A, so C equals to 3. Now B, 4A equals to D. So 4A means D is equal to 4A, that is equal to 4. 2P is equal to 2T. So 2P means 2P is equal to 2 into 4, 8, or B is equal to 4. So I can write it B equals to 4. B equals to 4. 4A equals to B. Right. Now this all I shall put here, like A Fe2O3, so Fe3O4 1 need not write, plus BH2, B is 4, so 4H2 gives CFe, C is 3, so 3Fe plus DH2O, D is 4 equals to 4H2O. Let's see it is balanced or not. Iron 3, oxygen 4, oxygen 4 into 1, 4, hydrogen 4 into 2, 8, 4 into 2, 8. Okay. So this is a method, this is also a method of balancing a chemical equation by algebraic. Now another example I shall take. Now, same thing, I will have to write A, BaSO4, B, here C, here D. Now, what are the elements present? Barium, chlorine, sodium, sulfur, and oxygen. Right? So, barium, how many? A. So, A equals to here barium C, C. Chlorine, 2 into A, 2A. Equals to chlorine D, 2A equals to D. Sodium 2 into B, 2B equals to here sodium D. Sulfur 1 into B equals to B equals to sulfur here C. Oxygen 4 into B, 4B equals to oxygen 4C. Now I shall solve this. Let's say A equals to 1. Let's take A equals to 1. So A equals to C, so C is also equal to 1. Now to B is equal to C, B is equal to C means B is also equal to 1. For B equals to 4C, so this is okay. To B equals to D, to B is 1, so to B equals to 2, so B equals to 2, right? Sorry, D equals to 2. D equals to 2. So I can write D equals to 2. Now let's put these values here. A BaCl2. So BaCl2 plus BNA2SO4. B is also 1. So Na2SO4 gives CbSO4. C is 1. So BaSO4 plus BNaCl2 NaCl. Let's see it is balanced or not. Barium 1, chlorine 2, here 2 into 1, 2, sodium 2, 2 into Na, 2, sulfur 1, oxygen 4, oxygen. This is balanced, and this is the algebraic method of balancing the chemical equation. So we saw these are the two simplest, though there are, I have discussed in earlier classes that there are many methods, and these are the two simple methods of balancing a chemical equation. So we all learned how to balance a chemical equation. Now, next topic, we can make a chemical equation more informative. That means a chemical equation can give more information. What more information it can give? Yes, we can mention the states of substances taking part in the chemical reaction. That is, the states of reactants, states of products can also be mentioned in the chemical reaction. For example, let's take carbon reacts with oxygen. Carbon is solid substance, suppose I can write S, and oxygen gas, I can write gas here, gives carbon dioxide gas. This is how states can be mentioned. So if it is solid, I will write S. If it is liquid, I will write L. If it is gas, I shall write G. If it is aqueous, I shall write aqua. Aqueous means it will be in solution form. Then if precipitate are obtained, if precipitate is obtained, I shall give a down arrow, and if there is evolution of gas, I shall give an upper arrow. Okay, let's take another example. Suppose calcium oxide, which is called quicklime, chemical name. Calcium oxide, this is solid, so S. Reacts with water, this is liquid, so L. Gives calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole 2. This is soluble in water, so I shall write aqua. Okay. Now, suppose this calcium hydroxide again, this is aqua, reacts with carbon dioxide gas. It forms calcium carbonate, CaCO3, which is a solid, plus water. That is liquid form. Clear? Let's take a precipitation reaction. Suppose this is barium chloride reacts with sodium sulfate, Na2SO4. In this, barium sulfate is obtained plus NaCl. This barium sulfate, since it is precipitate, I shall give a down arrow here. I shall give a down arrow. That means precipitate is obtained. I shall give you a special example. Now, iron 4 Fe. Okay. Now, here iron solid, gas, this is solid, this is also gas. I can give a symbol here. You will wonder, water is gas or liquid? It is liquid, na? Then how did I write gas here? That means this water is in steam. Normally iron does not react with water. We will read in metals and non-metals. So iron reacts with steam. Water, but Z means it is steam. Clear? Now we can mention states of reactants and products in a chemical equation. What more information can also be mentioned in a chemical equation? We can also mention the condition under which the chemical reaction is taking place. Condition means for what? Suppose let's take the example of our photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide reacts carbon dioxide from atmosphere, water and minerals from soil gives C6H12 O6 plus 6O2 plus energy 6H2O. Okay, now we know that plants taking carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water and minerals from the soil prepare their own food in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. This is the condition. So I shall mention sunlight and chlorophyll. This is the condition. So the equation has now become more informative that the condition has been given or shown. One more example. Suppose we know unsaturated hydrocarbons get hydrogenated or hydrogenation reaction convert to your saturated hydrocarbons. This reaction takes place in presence of nickel and palladium. Nickel or palladium. Now what are these? These have been given a special name called catalysts. So what are catalysts? I can say catalysts are chemical substances which alter or increase the rate of a chemical reaction. Okay, so catalysts are but they don't take part in the chemical reaction themselves. They only help or they only increase the rate of a chemical reactions. Like we teachers, we are just like catalysts. A student has the knowledge. We just initiate, we just give him moral boost, moral support so that he can do something in his life. So like teachers are catalysts, like that these are called catalysts. So a chemical equation also, this is also condition that nickel and palladium has to be there as catalyst. So chemical equation can be made more informative by writing the states of substances or states of reactants and products and the condition. To tell you, normally the states of reactants and products are not mentioned in a chemical reaction unless it is specified, unless necessary it is not mentioned. So chemical equation, balancing chemical equation and information given by a chemical equation is over. Now we will go to a new topic, that is the oxidation reactions happening in our day-to-day life. We all are familiar with potato chips. We all, every day, children are fond of those potato chips like Lay's, Kurkure and all that. Okay, so a Kurkure or Lay's please. Yes. Now this is a chips packet. Now beta, what does it contain inside?
Yeah.
air. This boy says that it contains air. Yes, we all can assume that this contains air. Is it really air inside? I don't think so. Okay, let's take it granted that there is air inside. Let's open it, but not take it today. Let's take it tomorrow. Tomorrow, will it have the same taste tomorrow? No. Why? Because we will say that it will be a bit soft and the taste may change. अगर एयर होता तो एयर के कांटेक्ट में आया तो कल तो वो पहले तो एयर था इसमें तो पहले नरम नहीं हुआ, कल क्यों नरम हो गया? That means there is no air in it. Rather, there is a gas inside it. What is that? That is nitrogen. Why was nitrogen there? Yes, because air means oxygen will oxidize it. So these oily and fat foods will get oxidized, and it will change its taste and smell. So this phenomenon of aerial oxidation of fat and oil containing food which gives it a bad taste and smell is called rancidity. In order to prevent it from rancidity, we must not make it come in contact with oxygen. Rancidity, you are clear? That is the phenomenon of aerial oxidation of fat and oil containing food which gives it a bad smell or taste. It's called rancidity. So in order to prevent rancidity, this foodstuff must not come in contact with oxygen. That is why it has been packed with gas nitrogen. And those substances which prevent substance from getting oxidized are called antioxidants. So what are antioxidants? Antioxidants are chemical substances which prevent foodstuffs getting oxidized. So examples of antioxidants, as we saw, nitrogen is an antioxidant. Like that, BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole is one antioxidant. Like BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene. Nitrogen. Yes, we all know electric bulbs are filled with a gas. Can you say what is that gas? That is argon. Why is argon there? That is also antioxidant. Because the filament will get burned, get oxidized. That is why it has been filled with argon to prevent it from oxidation. So argon is also an antioxidant.